Hey, good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, family. My name is Arthur Kaiser with the Wealth Blueprint. Some of you may know me, and for those of you who do not know me, I am an international investor, I'm an entrepreneur, and a business magnate. By following certain principles that I'm going to talk about today briefly, it has allowed me to become and experience a high level of success in my life, of course, not without the trials and setbacks and challenges that comes with that. But the purpose of this today, I've dedicated my life now to share with others, those of you who are like-minded individuals and those who are aspiring entrepreneurs. My mission today is to share with you some of the successes that I have been blessed with in my life and fortunate enough to experience, and to also share with things so that you may not have to go through some of the same trials and tribulations that I've gone through to help you avoid some of the landmines, so to speak, that are out there. So today, briefly, I'm going to be talking about CBU, ClickBank University, and why we should be looking to get involved with ClickBank University. First of all, let me start off by saying that we're in a whole new age today. We used to have the Industrial Revolution that people rushed to get a part of. We had the gold rush, but now we're in a new stage of development, which really is the internet. We're in the information age now, the age of technology, and everyone that does not get involved in some way with the internet will be left behind. Now, the purpose of this is to talk about why and why I think that CBU or ClickBank University is probably one of the best outlets out there to get involved with. Let me just say this. I was reading this book called God Man, Our Final Evolution. And now, this is not a spiritual thing, it's not a religious thing. I'm not going to talk about that. It basically talks about how we evolve into the people and the person that we desire to become. Each one of us desire to be more than we are in our lives, no matter what level of success that we have achieved in our lives. We always desire to have more and to be more, because the same substance that causes our fingernails to grow is the same substance that makes us want to be more. And this basically talks about our final evolution to evolve into godlike beings. So basically, being in control of our own destiny, our own lives, making more money. And I think that money is so important in everyone's life. I think money is so important. It is the next thing to oxygen in our lives. And I think that if people had more money in their lives, I think that the entire world would be uplifted to a higher level. We will become better people with more money in our lives. Now, I'm not talking about we have to be Bill Gates type rich, but just a few extra dollars. You can become a much better person when you have the use of things. And it takes the use of things, it takes money to get the use of the best things that are out there. And you have to have money and you have to use things and have the use of things to become the best person that you can become. And in this book, it also talks about the neotech discovery. Basically, what that is, neotech is new technology, the discovery of newer technology to help us evolve into the beings and the people that we so desire. If we only had more money in our lives, I believe it'll cut down on the crime rate. It'll cut down on people doing bad things. It'll cut down on so many things. Men will want to become more of a leader in their family. I think the it will uplift the entire community. Self-development. And let me just say this before I talk about CBU, ClickBank University. I'm standing in front of a portrait here. This has very significant meaning to me. This picture is actually, I'm standing in my office right now, my global office. And years ago, there were two nations at war. So they had been at war for quite some time. So they wanted to go home to see their families. They were getting weary, fighting this war. Their families were getting old. They were missing out on the children growing up. So they went to this island nation in which they were at war with. So as they were lining up on the beach, the general instructed the captain to burn the ships. Before they engaged in war with the enemy, he said, burn the ships, and he instructed all of his troops that were lined up on the beach to turn around and look in the harbor and look at the ships burning. Basically, the significance of that is, he said, we either win this war or we will never go home to see our families because we cannot retreat. I've instructed the captain to burn the ships, so you cannot retreat. You have to win the war if you ever want to see your family again. And business, life, and war are very similar. If you read the book by Sun Tzu called The Art of War and Business, it's very, very similar when you're in business versus war versus life. So I said that to say this. One of the first principles of wealth, and now I am with the Wealth Blueprint, Arthur Kaiser, and one of the first principles of wealth and success in creating any type of success that you want is, who do you listen to? Because who you listen to will determine to a great deal the level of success that you experience in your life, in every area of life, actually. So the troops that were on the beach, who do you listen to? First principle of wealth and success. They listened to the general. They listened to the captain. The captain burned the ships. They said, there is no retreat. You have to win this war if you want to see your family again. So they listened to the captain, they listened to the general, they engaged the nation in which they were at war with, and they won the war. And they were able to go home to see their families. Now, I said that to say that who you listen to is so important in your success in life. Now, I'm the type of person that before I take on something, if I want to learn something new or be successful in a certain area of my life, I will diligently seek out a coach, guidance, someone to guide me and coach me to where I want to go. First principle of wealth, who do you listen to? So I remember when I first was learning how to trade the global financial markets, Forex, stocks, options, in multinational corporations. When I first learned to trade professionally back in 2010, I was looking for a coach. So I was watching I had been searching for maybe 3 or 4 months looking for a coach, because I knew that once I found a coach, who to listen to, that could guide me to where I wanted to go, and I followed his instructions, I could become very successful in that endeavor. So many months passed, and one day I was looking at CNBC, which is the business channel, the financial channel, and they had a gentleman on there, and he was talking on CNBC on this certain program, and I said, wow, I like what he is saying. I like how he's saying it. I like the spirit in which he is saying it. And I said, I would like to meet this gentleman because he could be the coach that I have been looking for the last 3, 4, 5 months. And I had saw and seen many other people, but they just didn't resonate with me to be my coach. So there was going to be a huge event in New York the following week. It was a international traders event where all of the traders of the world come together, and all the companies and the trainers and coaches have things to offer, and people who want to learn how to trade, who want to up their game, they would convene in New York. So I wanted to meet this gentleman. So I jumped on a plane. I flew halfway across the country to New York to meet this gentleman. I wanted to shake his hand, feel his spirit, and to see if he was the person I was looking for to coach me, because I wanted to be a professional trader and investor in the global financial markets. We got to talking. I saw his presentation. We got to talking. And yes, I chose him as my coach. And yes, I paid him $10,000 initially to coach and train me. Over the years, I paid him much more than that. Probably ended up paying him maybe $20,000 or $25,000 to coach me. But it was really, really worth it to seek out someone that you really resonate with, that can teach you where you want to go. Who do you listen to? The same principle happened when I was learning how to do real estate, to be a real estate investor back in the mid-90s. I was seeking a coach. Who do you listen to? I was seeking a coach to teach me how to do real estate, because at that time, real estate was like a foreign language to me. I didn't understand real estate. I didn't understand how to invest. I didn't understand lease options and owner finance and income producing properties and wholesale and retail. I didn't understand all of that stuff. So there again, it took me about 6 months. I had bought all kind of courses. I had books and tapes and CDs and everything, until one day I saw a gentleman on stage. They had a real estate event here. And I saw him on stage. And I said, wow, I like the way he teach. I like what he's teaching, how he's teaching it. It really resonated with me. And I wanted him to be my coach. So we got to talking after the event, and I said yes. And I went to all the boot camps and trainings and coaching. And yes, there again, I ended up paying him maybe $25,000 to teach me how to do real estate. Now, you may say that $25,000 or $30,000, or it's a lot of money to be trained. But here's another principle of the wealthy. An investment in yourself always pays the highest return. Never be afraid to invest in yourself. So I wasn't. So when I learned how to be a real estate investor, I was working a corporate job at the time, actually in management, in leadership in a Fortune 500 company at the time. I left my position there to start my own real estate investments firm. And when I did my first deal, I made almost as much on my first real estate transaction as I did in a whole year in corporate America. Same thing with trading. When I learned how to trade, I started off small and I scaled it up. But once I became professional and really knew what I was doing and added zeros to my account, I was able to make more money in a month than probably most people make in a year, maybe 2 years sometime. So the investment was definitely worth it. So now back to CBU. Some of you who are listening to this and watching this may be saying, well, if I want to get involved into the new technology, the new and upgrade my income, am I going to have to pay ClickBank University $25,000 to train me? No. First of all, with technology today, you can get the same amount of training, if not better, for a fraction of the amount of money. Matter of fact, most of you who are watching this video probably spend more money at Starbucks on coffee and cappuccinos in a month, maybe a week, depending on how much you use, than it will cost to get involved with ClickBank University. Now, I'm not saying that I don't have anything against Starbucks. I love Starbucks. Matter of fact, Starbucks is in my portfolio of stocks and options that I trade on a monthly basis. But the thing is, an investment in yourself, and who do you listen to? Now, the same principles that I use to find a coach, to find someone that I can listen to that would take me to a certain level. When I first learned how to do marketing, I sought out Dan Kennedy after many other people. Dan Kennedy, I thought was the best in direct sales, direct marketing. Now, I'm at a new level where now I'm in the new technology now, and I think that the best person online nowadays is probably ClickBank. ClickBank is probably the largest, one of the largest, if not the largest, global retailers of digital information products that are out there. Everything just about that you can have access to on the internet, which really is a click away. You can have it in an instant. And most things are actually done through ClickBank. And that's the reason why I'm promoting ClickBank, because I have used these principles of who do you listen to? I have searched and researched different companies online, and I have found that ClickBank is probably the best one to teach you how to get more income. Now, I'm not going to say that, and let me just say this, by following those principles of who you listen to in every area of my life, it has allowed me to become very successful in every area of my life. I'm at a point now where I can seriously say that I am loving the life that I have chosen because following certain principles. Now, I'm not going to say that next week, if you get involved with ClickBank, you're going to be a millionaire. Well, most people may not even want to be a millionaire, because the average income of people in America today is about $35,000 a year. It is very hard to make a leap when your best year has been $30,000 or $35,000. You can't fathom jumping from $35,000 a year to $80,000 or $90,000 a month in a week. You have to take gradual steps. Now, with ClickBank, you can basically set the scale on how you want to do. But I was also reading a statistic that says that most people don't really need millions. Most people think they need millions, but if they really think about it, to live the life that you want to live, really $75,000 or $80,000 will do it. Particularly if you on that average of $35,000 a year, if you can double your income while at the same time freeing up your life, and that's wealth. When you can free up your life and do what you want to do, that's true wealth. With your families, with your friends, and things of that nature, that is true wealth. So with ClickBank, now I'm going to leave a link under this video that you can actually go to ClickBank. There's another video that you can actually watch. It's free. There's no obligation for you to join up or sign up, but it just gives you more detail and more insight into ClickBank. Now, for disclosure, I will get a little commission if you decide to sign up with ClickBank, because that's the whole thing about people promote certain things and they get commissions off of it. That's what you'll be doing if you do decide to sign up with ClickBank. Whatever product you promote, you will get a commission offer. That's how you're going to up your income. Because it is so important who you listen to. Because financial success never happens by accident. It is always the result of the right plan, the right actions, and your own determination to succeed. Now, ClickBank is just is a catalyst to help you get there. Now, can you make millions with ClickBank? Of course you can. But I'm not going to sit here and tell you next week that you'll be there. Most people won't believe that anyway. But if you can make an extra $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 a month that's believable, it's achievable, and it can be done. It's the same principle of when I first learned to trade professionally. I started small. And once I got my trading plan and strategy down, where I was consistently producing $100 consistently in my trading activity, I simply scaled up. I added more zeros to my brokerage account. It is just the same principles that you use to produce $100 consistently. You can use produce $100,000 once you have your strategy down. It's the same with ClickBank. Don't try to become a millionaire next week, but you can do that. And another thing, we should always strive to associate with others who are good at creating financial strength and security. By associating with them, you surround yourself with positive patterns to learn by, to learn from, and to live by. So go to this link. There's another video. It's about 15 or 20 minutes, and it really tells you more about ClickBank, how you can get started, how you want to get involved, if you want to get involved. If you don't, it's okay too. But if you can just imagine if you had $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 more coming in per month, how that will change your life. How that will change your life. So thank you for listening. Go to this link below. Go watch the video on ClickBank, and we'll talk soon. And remember, in all you do, live life with passion.